So I am all about money. Yay. Do we love money?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So
Who
most of
doesn't?
us work our business so that we can make money. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Most of us may have started for different reasons. I started to make girlfriends and build my confidence. And then obviously you keep a business so you can make money. If you wanted to supplement your income and you got a second job, you would have another boss, someone telling you when to work, how much you're going to make, and when you can take a lunch, right? And so
Right.
you made a very good decision choosing Mary Kay as your business. Okay, 34 years. Mary
Up
Kay.
and down.
Absolutely,
And,
and
you know,
so it's
And
so
like me, I
fabulous.
came in for $50 a week.
There
If
you
I
go.
could make that, I was happy.
Exactly. And isn't it amazing what this business can do for us? So I am talking about money. I'm talking about the management of your money. I am talking about the theory behind how we strategize and work our money. If you have an emotional attachment to money or some issues surrounding money, I'm not touching on that. There's people you can talk to. If you have debt and you need help with that, that is a whole other issue. There's usually underlying things going on. So again, this is all about theory and how to actually manage that dirty piece of paper that goes into the bank account, okay? If you do have debt and you want a strategy on how to get out of debt, I have a sheet for you. If not, no big deal. You can take that if you want. I have a few points I'm going to touch on. I talk really fast, and so hopefully you'll catch everything.
What's your name again?
Oh, I'm Stephanie Midas. Yes. Okay. First things first, you want to have money to manage. If you have no money and you're not selling product, there's no money to manage. And so this again will be theory. And theory is fine, but it's much more fun to work it when you have money to move around. Okay, so I've got a few things that I am going to touch on before I get to the nitty-gritty. This you can pass around one of each. This you can all find on In Touch. It's all under educational information, so if you need another copy, go ahead and print another one. But this is about taxes. I am not a CPA. I am not an accountant. I cannot advise you on anything when it comes to taxes. The one thing I can advise you on is to find an accountant who understands direct selling and who understands Mary Kay. If your accountant does not know what Section 1 and Section 2 means, you may need to find another accountant to help you with your Mary Kay business. Okay? If you need a referral from your sales director, I'm sure she can certainly help you. Okay. There's that on taxes. These two sheets. You have a tax worksheet, which helps you keep track of your expenses and income and everything every month. And this is just a breakdown and explanation for you. I'm not going through any of this, but that's what they are. And let me tell you how I keep track of all of my stuff. I have 2 envelopes at home. It is nothing fancy. 2, those big white envelopes. I have an incoming envelope per month and an outgoing envelope per month. All my sales receipts, my commission statements, everything that comes into my business goes into one envelope. And then all my receipts for everything else, my Target receipts, my dollar store receipts, my postage, everything else goes into the other envelope. At the end of the month, you can fill out your form. You know exactly how much you spent, what came in. You've got your information for the end of the year for your accountants. Okay, I send it to my accountant who does my bookkeeping, so you can do it however you want. But so that way at the end of the year, how many of you had to put an extension in because you had to count all your receipts, right? So you don't want that. You want your Mary Kay business to run smoothly, and you know every month how much is coming in and what's going out. Okay, that's it on taxes. Quick segue out of money, really quick. This is an organizing tip because you guys have probably hundreds of papers that we've all given out, don't you? And if you're like me, I go home with all my papers and I put them on my desk. And then in about 2 months, my pile's up to here, and I take that pile and I put it in a box under my desk. And then about 2 months later, I go through that box and I throw it away. And then I'm looking for a script that I know is in that pile, but I just threw it away. And so then I'm becoming a hot mess looking 45 minutes for something that I should have had a place for. So here's your tip. Get a 3-ring binder, get 8 dividers. Your dividers are going to be, ready? Booking. Divider 2, coaching. Divider 3, selling/customer service. Divider 4, recruiting. Divider 5, tracking. Divider 6, business management. That's going to include all your time management, money management, emotional management, all that kind of stuff. Divider 7, inspiration. And divider 8, miscellaneous, because there's usually something that you don't know where to put it. And then I always suggest having page protectors for each piece. So that way, if you need to pull something out because you're going somewhere or whatever, it stays nice and protected. Because if you're like me, I pull something out, I fold it, put it in my purse. 2 months later, I'm cleaning out my purse. I'm like, oh, there's that. Okay, page protectors. And then everything's in one place. Okay, organization, segue. There you go. Okay, back to money. Sales ticket tips. Sales ticket tips. Fill this out. Keep it. It's very important. This is the proof that you sold something, okay, and that you collected money. Your customer receives the back piece, which is the customer satisfaction. It is very imperative that they receive this because we do offer the 100% guarantee, and they receive the back copy because that explains how they can return something, okay? So this is what they get. Then your copy is this front copy, which is very important. This goes into your incoming. These middle two, not really important. You keep these if you owe product, if they owe you money, if you owe them money. That way you know that there's still something pending with this sales ticket. Once it's complete, you've entered the information into My Customers, you've entered your tax information, you put it in your envelope, these two can get thrown away. You don't need them. Okay, so that's a little tip because there's so many papers and I don't want your office getting clogged up with sales receipts you don't need. Okay, any questions on that? Good. Okie dokie. So I am going to pass out this. This is not found on Mary Kay InTouch. This is something I work with my new consultants with, and it's money management. We're going to go through this. There's 9 points on this. I'm gonna go quickly through it, and then we'll, if you have specific questions based on your own personal situation, make sure you talk to your sales director. She'll help strategize for you. This is, again, bare bones. So your Mary Kay career gives you unlimited earning potential. Do you all believe that? Your Mary Kay business can give you what you want. You determine your own paycheck. You are the CEO and treasurer of your own business. It is important to learn wise money management skills. The number one reason people fail in the business world is they fail to manage their money well. So develop these habits immediately and avoid any kind of dilemmas. Okay, so this business is just that, it is a business. You treat your business like a business. It will pay you like a business. So I love this. A basketball in my hands is about $29, right? You put that same basketball in Michael Jordan's hand, it's worth millions. Okay, it's the same thing with your $100 starter kit. How much is that $100 starter kit going to be worth in your hands? It's totally up to you. So here we go. We've got our 9 points. Number 1, get on a profit level basis as soon as possible. And what does that mean? That means inventory. The company says 3,600 wholesale on your shelf is profit level inventory. Now, my personal opinion, because we have Time-Wise Repair and all these nice luxury lines now, usually anywhere between 4,600 and 5,000 wholesale is a full store of everything. You'll never be, if somebody calls you for a blonde eyebrow pencil, you'll have it, okay? So we're just going to work with the 3,600. So the company says, I say this is a part-time consultant with really no customer base. So you get your inventory up to that level. If you're not there, don't panic, okay? Now this says, do not take a penny of profit until you're at that level. You can do whatever you want, but this is suggestion because what you want is to get your inventory to that level. Who has time after a party 7 to 10 days later to bag everything up and deliver to all those people again? Who has time for all that? Everyone's busy, and you started your business so that you could make money and not be running all over town, right? And so you want to be able to deliver on the spot, unless you want to intentionally forget something so you can go back and interview her, right? Okay, so there's that. And so that can create frustration in anyone's business. Now, the easiest way to get to that level is initially invest on the front end and have your inventory. If you did not or cannot, you can take your profit that you make and reinvest it, not take a penny of profit until you're at that level of full inventory. Talk to your sales director about the best way for you. But if you do invest on the front end, I suggest a line of credit, low interest, 0 interest if possible, and use that as your initial investment. And then from your profit, you pay that off. No other things are allowed on that line of credit. No postage, no cotton balls, no pens, no nothing, because it's very easy, $3 here, $3 there, to build that up. And now your initial investment, you don't even know what you did and how much interest and all that stuff. So you want to make sure that that is by itself. Okay, if you need to reinvest, you can, but I would do it as quickly as possible. Okay, so there's inventory. Again, talk to your sales director if you have any questions about that. Okay, we're going to skip over number 2 really quick. Number 3, receipts. We already talked about that, how to separate your receipts. Keep everything, 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 everything. Business miles, track your miles. Very important because you get 57 cents per mile off your tax at the end of the year. I'm not accounting again, but keep track. To and from your meetings, to and from deliveries, to and from parties, anything Mary Kay's done, those are miles for your business. Keep track. You can get a little log at Office Depot for $3.99. You can use an app on your phone, Mile IQ, whatever you want to do, whatever works for you, keep track of every mile on your car. Number 5, separate checking and savings. I'm going to go over that when I talk the 60-40 split. Number 6, realize the difference between wholesale and retail. Depending on how new you are, most women, well, I would say most women that come into Mary Kay have never owned a business and or worked in any kind of retail environment where they were in charge of purchasing. So wholesale is what we pay the company for our products. That is the cost of products. Retail is what we sell it for. Okay, so we purchase for $1, we sell it at $2. Profit margins in between. So retail, wholesale and retail. Wholesale is what we pay the company, retail is what we get paid. Okay, so you would want to make sure you know that. Weekly accomplishment sheets. I'm going to pass this around. This is a paper copy. Nobody really uses the paper copy anymore. However, if you're not a techie person, you can certainly do this, but this is important for your sales director. It helps her help you, and it helps you keep track of everything in your business. It lets you know how much time you're spending and where your money's coming and going. Okay, that's just important. Okay, but this is online too. You go to Business Tools, Weekly Accomplishment Sheet, enter Weekly Accomplishment Sheet. When you've entered in all your customers' orders, it gives you an option to just click, 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 and it's done. So it's very simple. The company really makes it easy for us, but if you're not tracking, you don't know what's going on. Okay, very important. Try to keep your business costs to a minimum. So do not be afraid to invest in inventory, seminars, trainings, breakfasts, etc. This will make you money. How many of you have to do continuing education in the job you're in? Okay, there you go. You have to do that in your Mary Kay business. Do not be afraid to spend money on things less needed. So you don't need fancy stationery. You don't need elaborate office equipment. You do not need too much Section 2. These are samplers and all that kind of fun stuff that we want to give away. There's never been a queen of Section 2. They do not give diamond rings for Section 2. Okay, Section 2 is pure business expense. So if you're new, Section 1 is what we pay wholesale for. That's where we get the discount. Section 2 is our business expenses, samplers, mirrors, trays, all the stuff that helps us run our business. We don't get a discount on it. That is pure expense on your business, okay? All right, so back to our 60-40 split and our bank accounts. So we're going to pass this around. This is a business register. You can find this on Mary Kay In Touch as well. I do have an Excel spreadsheet that you can plug it in and get a formula, and it tells you exactly where everything should go and how much. So if you want the Excel spreadsheet, you just leave me your email address and I will email it to you. So here we go. 60-40 split. This is where you really want to write some notes. I did not print out a sheet for this because I find that if you write something down, you retain it a little bit better. And each time you write it down, you'll retain it just a little bit better. So, bank accounts. You want to have a Mary Kay checking account. It can be a free account. It does not have to be a fancy, what do you need, Tamara? Do you need something? Okay. It does not need to be a business account with fancy limits and all that stuff. A free checking account and a savings account. I suggest having 2 savings accounts, and I'll tell you why in just a minute, okay? So 1 checking, 2 savings. You will have your ProPay, your Square, your credit card processor. Just lump that with your checking. That's incoming. I'm not going to worry about what you do with your ProPay money. You can move it, you can use it, whatever, okay? But you're counting that as income. So I'm working on a $1,200 month, okay? $1,200 month. Why do you think I'm doing that? That's $300 a week. That makes you a star consultant, and you can order $600 a month to get yourself that beautiful bracelet this year. So we're working on a $1,200 month, okay? So everyone's selling $1,200 this month. You get standing recognition in your meeting, you get the bracelets, you get all that great stuff, okay? So $1,200, I want you to write at the top of your sheet, $1,200 is what you sold. That goes into your checking. All that money goes into your checking, okay? So 50% of that, we all know we make 50%, right? But we work on a 60-40 split. So 50% of that 1,200 is 600. 600 is what you use to reorder your product. That is what goes to Mary Kay to get the product that you just either took off your shelf or you need to send to to your customer. Okay, so that's 600. You're also going to include in there your sales tax and all that stuff. My Excel spreadsheet gives you all that, but we're just doing bare bones here. The 10% of that 1,200, so another little line over here, 10%, 120 of that 1,200 goes into that savings account. That's your business expense savings account. This is what you use to purchase your PCP catalogs, your samplers, your facial claws, your applicators, anything that you need to run your business. And this is why you don't spend a ton on samplers. And when catalogs come out, you don't want to be taking from your child's college fund or your vacation fund to purchase catalogs for your customers because you didn't move your 10% over. So that's all part of that. And so you want to make sure that that business expense fund is constantly 10% of everything going in there. Okay, so if anything you read on Mary Kay, they'll also say out of that 10% is your events. If you're only selling $1,200 a month, is not going to be enough to pay for your event. So I'm going to kind of give you a strategy for that as well in just a second. The remaining of that 1,200 is 480, correct? 480 is your net profit before any discounts. So if you discount any Section 1 items or give discounts to your hostess or anything like that, that comes off of your bottom line. That does not come out of your 600 to order products. That does not come out of your 10% business expenses. This comes off your bottom line. Any retailer who discounts product, it comes off their bottom line, right? It does not come out of their operating expenses. Okay, so now that we have that, so if you gave anything out, but we're just going to work on a pure net profit of 480. So that's also in your checking account. What you do here is you write yourself a check and send it to your personal bank account. Okay, so that is your paycheck. If you have a spouse or a spouse or somebody that lives with you, you can write the check to him and let him put it into the bank account so that he knows what's going in. Every week you want to write yourself a check. I don't care if it's 20 bucks. Write yourself a paycheck, okay? So that's how that works. And then events. Let me run through events. Does anybody have any questions on that 60-40 split? No? Events. Okay, here's the deal with events. There are 3 main events that the company puts, or that we make sure we go to, plus all of our miscellaneous. Now, event number 1 is seminar. Seminar, estimate about $1,000 to go to seminar. I overestimate, but you want to make sure you have that ready. Fall retreat. Your national puts this on. If your national is local, like ours, I estimate about 200. If you have to travel more, you can overestimate a little bit more, but we're going to go with 200. Career conference is local. It's always usually in Orlando, Lakeland, somewhere like that. Estimate about $200. And then you've got your meetings, your miscellaneous stars and cars, other things like that. I estimate about $300 a year for that. So when you tally all that up, that's an estimated $1,700 for all of your events in the year. And now if you think about that, if you break that up by month, it's about $150 a month that you'll save for your events. Now if you're selling $1,200 a month, 150 out of your 480, that's a big chunk of your profit. So you can certainly do that, or my strategy is hold one extra party and take the profit from that party and move it into that second savings account every month. So when career conference comes up, when events come up, you don't have to say I can't afford to go. You have an event kitty for all of your events. Okay? Does that help? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So I think that's it on the events. And the number 9 here, give yourself time to build a profitable business. The average business takes 3 years of 24/7 to be on a profit basis. And thank goodness Mary Kay's a different type of business is proven and precise marketing plan. How quickly you start making money is based on how quickly you get to full inventory. Never, ever, ever get discouraged in your first year, your 12th year, your 35th year. Do not get discouraged in your business. There are people here to help you and guide you. Just remember one thing. If I walked into your job tomorrow to do what you do, I would not be good or great at what you do. It will take time. So just have some grace with yourself, because as women, we are very hard on ourselves. And if we don't see results that we expect immediately, we beat ourselves up, and it's very easy to do that. So you want to make sure that you have got a strategy in place and that you give yourself some time to get your business up to where you want it to be. So does anybody have any questions? Everybody
great.
feel empowered and ready to rock and roll and make some money?
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here and investing in your education and your business.